Hello and welcome to Cooking with Cleavage. I'm gonna make some brownies today, and I learned by not making things from scratch since I messed it up earlier with a cake. So I'm making Pillsbury. It was rated number 2 out of the box mixes, so that's what I'm using today because I couldn't find number 1, which was a gluten-free option, which I don't know how that's better than this, but we'll see. Anyway, it says that this instruction says to set the oven to 350. I already did that. It's getting hot right now. And then it says to coat the bottom of the pan with a non-stick cooking spray. But I didn't get that at the store, so I'm just going to use butter and hope that works. So here's some butter. I'm just going to take it and what they call grease the bottom of the pan. Might be different than actually a spray, but we'll see. It just says to do the bottom. We always used butter when I was younger instead of cooking spray. So we'll see. It just says to do the bottom. I'm getting the bottom nice and buttered. Just like that. And that's just so you can get it off later. Okay? I'm going to wrap that back up for another time. And then here it says 2 eggs with each recipe, so I have 4 eggs here. I'm gonna make a double recipe, okay? So you use 4 of these, because it's 2/3 of a cup of oil per recipe. That seems like a lot, huh? 2/3 cup of oil. 2, and then I'm making it double, so I'm gonna use 4. And then water. So this is some water here. It's a 1/4 of a cup of water. So I'm gonna use a 1/2 of a cup of water for the recipe. And then it says to beat the water, oil, and eggs in a large bowl until fully blended. So we're gonna beat. And that's all blended. So then it says to add the brownie mix and stir again. It says to stir until smooth, about 50 strokes. But I'm going to use the mixer. So, whoa. It's better to take it out of the box. Okay, that means the oven's ready. The oven can shut up now. Just kidding. I mean, it can. Okay, put all the mix in there. And then we're going to beat it. Beating it, I think it means to put it on a little bit higher than we had it before. Oh, it's stirring, so it's not as high. So we're just stirring it in until it's smooth. Starting to stir. And use this to push it all in. Oh, I got it all over the beater. Okay, that looks pretty smooth. Okay, and of course they're going to tell you, don't eat the raw batter because they have raw eggs in the batter. So I have to tell you that it's not recommended, but when we were kids, we ate the batter and we did not die. That's all I have to say. So whatever you want to do, okay, is fine with me. But I'm just going to take that out and set that aside. And I'm going to use this because I got some chocolate chips that I had in my fridge and I might as well use them. So I'm going to try to add a whole pack to a double recipe, and I think that'll be really good. And the reason why I'm making a double recipe is because I have this big 13 by 9 inch baking dish. So then we're just going to pour it right in there. Use the spatula to get it out as well as you can. See, this is really simple. Really, really simple. And the chips are still in there. I know some people don't like that sound. It's like my friend Rebecca, who doesn't like the metal on metal scraping. By the way, shout out to my friend Maggie, who gave me this apron for cooking with cleavage. You can't really see it, but there it is. So she keeps telling me she's going to do a cooking with cleavage with me. We'll see if I can talk her into it. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the bowl to try to scrape it. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's working a little, huh? I think that's good. And I don't know. It's fine for anybody to lick the bowl except for the dog, because the dog's not supposed to have chocolate. So anyway, I'm going to do like this, do like this, do like that, do like that, and do like that. And as you can see, that is what it looks like before I'm putting it in the oven. Okay, so I'm gonna we're gonna put it in the oven at 350. I think I should put it on the bottom shelf, correct? Because baking cooks up. And we're gonna put it on the timer. Oh gosh, is it this kind of timer? It's not like my own that I can just, I can do it. I can do it. Okay, so it's oh, that's too quick. It's supposed to be 35 to 37 minutes. Oh goodness, let me just do it. Okay, 35. And then do we have to start it? Okay, so that's 35 minutes. So I'm gonna make y'all a drink. I'll be right back. Okay, and for today for my cocktail, I'm making a mudslide, which is more like a dessert drink, so I thought it would go well with the brownies. So it's just really a mudslide. All it is a White Russian with Bailey's or Irish cream liqueur instead of cream or milk. However y'all make your White Russians. I like mine with just, a touch of cream instead of a whole bunch of milk. Just because I have allergies and it'll stop me up if I have too much milk. But sometimes if you need milk, recently when I had surgery and I wanted pudding, so I made my pudding recipe and I needed milk, and so I bought milk, and then I should have gotten some cereal and made it worth it, if I'm gonna have that milk. But I let the milk expire. Because I'm not really a milk drinker. And then Bailey's. So it's equal parts. And I have ice in this tin here. That's all I had before I started. It's just equal parts. And then unlike other drinks where you just have liquor, you don't shake it. You do shake this because of the cream. It's the cream liqueur that is going to make it, frothy or a little bit creamy. So just shake it up, give it a nice shake, and get it cold. And then strain it. And I'm using a martini glass for that. I was thinking for garnish, if we had coffee beans, we could just put bean, bean, bean. That would be a cool garnish. But I didn't know if we had any coffee beans here. We do? Hold on a second. And I thought it would be cool to garnish it with 3 coffee beans, since Kahlua is a coffee liqueur. And this is actually double chocolate coffee, so it would be good for that. And that's the drink. Cheers. It's called a mudslide, y'all. Yum, that is so good. I think it's better than a White Russian, but that's just me. And I think the coffee beans do give it, even though it's just garnish, it does give it a little kick, like a flavor, like a garnish usually should. All right, y'all. We're going to wait for the brownies to be ready, and we'll be back. Okay, so the pan is not hot anymore. This is a little bit hot, but I'm going to try to cut it and see what happens, okay? Oh. Wow, that looks really crunchy and moist, which is how I like my brownies. As long as all the heat penetrated the whole brownie, I think it's going to be fine. Ooh, it's still a little crumbly. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna eat it with my hands. Okay. Verdict. Crunchy, chewy, moist. I think that's good. Maybe you need a little bit extra time because the chocolate chips made it more gooey. That's probably what happened. If you do add chocolate chips, you might have to cook it a little bit more. But I think that's delicious. I can't wait to try it tomorrow. Did I get chocolate all over myself? And this goes great with it. So I hope y'all enjoy this Cooking with Cleavage. We had a mishap with the kitchen, with the oven turning off. So I don't know how much time to tell you to do it, but the instructions said if you do a double recipe to do 35 to 37 minutes. But the way you really tell is at 35, just stick it at toothpick. I didn't have a toothpick. I'm using this skewer. As you could tell over here, I tried to use a fork and that was a disaster. So don't think you could use a fork. I was like, oh, I could just use a fork. Look at the bubbles on top of that. That looks really cool. But we're just going to wait for that to cool before I cut into it. So we'll be back.